suck. It's actually cloudy and overcast. There we go. Okay, so I'll stream over this way. Or try to. Yeah, it's a little better, I guess. I was gonna go fishing, but I have a turkey in the oven, so I can't leave yet. For a while. Okay. Hang on. I'll try something. The lighting now. I guess that's better. I need a tripod with a little wider base. This one's not wide enough. What's up, buddy? Ooh, we're gonna go fishing. Damn it. Got a turkey in the oven. My buddy wants to go fishing. Okay, fishing it is. What's up, everyone? Enjoying the weather now that it's not sunny outside and it's actually cloudy. How's everybody's day going? Oh yeah. Should have got my sunglasses, but I said forget it. Poor things, they already broke and I super glued them. What's up, Backwoods 541? Oh, dude, it's like 45, 46 bucks. Then you get the salmon tag was another 57 with the Columbia endorsement. Yeah, I might run down to the river here in a while with my buddy and go try to catch a salmon or a steelhead. Went over to the coast yesterday and nothing. My buddy was drilling in crabs left and right with his pole somehow, but that was about it. Backwoods? I think so. Not totally sure. Did you change your name? Oh, what's up, Jake? Looks like you changed your name. Oh, dude, you're out of smoke? You're not that far away from me. I'll smoke you up. What kind do you want? Blackberry haze? Gush mints? Alaskan thunderfuck? Hmm. There you go. Jake, go get your fishing license so we can go hang out and fish everywhere. Unless you want salmon and steelhead, then you gotta get your tag. Dude, not this stuff. The stuff I used to smoke, yeah. Possibly. Monkey balls and godbud. That stuff would knock you out. I had one of my friends who wanted to smoke with me for the first time, never smoked before, so I was like, alright, be careful. Put your dick in the dirt. She's like, oh no, I'm fine. 5 minutes later, I'm like, feeling it? No. 5 minutes later, are you feeling it? Oh yeah, I'm fucked up. Like I told you. You want to smoke for the first time and you call a redneck as the good stuff. Why? No, you need the indica or sativa. I would if Becca was in the stream, but she's not here. She'd probably tell me she's broke. English. I know some Spanish, but not that much. Dude, I'm a sativa kind of guy. Unless I want to go to sleep. If I want to go to sleep, then I'll just smoke before bed and go to sleep. What's up, Brian? Kentucky, Ohio? Hell yeah. You got any moonshine over there? I don't even know what my stuff is I just bought it. Oh yeah, my mom got me this for Christmas. It's hard to read upside down. Actually, I had a guy in the gas station one time. I walked in with this. He was like, "Does that say my son on it?" Yeah. He's like, "Oh, my mom got me the same one." Oh, distilleries. Just make my own. You can buy one on Amazon for a couple $100. Now the cross used to have a black insert on it, to match the dog tag, but it came off. Oh, dude, plants in Oregon, yeah, they thrive in the sun and the heat. Yeah, dude, she did. I told her to go buy a gun. She's like, "Oh, I don't have the permit." I was like, "You don't need a permit to own a gun. You just go frickin' buy one. You need a permit to carry a pistol. You don't need a permit to own a rifle or a pistol." Ooh, hello from China. What's up? That's probably the first person ever in my stream from China. I've seen Pakistan, Afghanistan, Puerto Rico, a little all over. Oh, dude, my buddy had one that was like 6 to 7 foot tall, red Congo. It would have been bigger, but his mom, instead of putting it in actual soil, she put it in really compacted dirt so the roots didn't grow out. I'm from the United States. The land of we need Trump back in office. Here soon. I heard Biden backed out. Oh, dude, here? What's up, JQ? No, here, the background check for me. I went in and bought my first pistol from Weimar. $330 later. So my brother's like, well, if you want a good gun, just spend a little bit more and buy this one. I'm like, sold. Mine. Went in there, signed the paperwork. 5 minutes later, I'm walking out with a brand new 9mm. Actually, same with the pawn shop one day. Walked in there, saw the 16 gauge shotgun, bought it right on the spot. Then as soon as I walk out to the car, my brother was like, oh man, I've been looking at that gun for a while and you just so happened to walk out with it. I'm like, well, got the same taste in guns, I guess. So I don't quite understand it. You can post shooting videos and stuff on YouTube. I've seen cleaning videos on guns and everything else. But if you're live and you show your guns, you'll get banned. I found out the hard way. I won't do it again. Oh, dude, that 16 gauge I bought, it was like 150, 200 bucks. I just bought it right away. Dude, I want an AR-15 or SKS. Have a gun that people won't see very often. Have a bolt action 20 gauge. Then a single shot 12 gauge. Oh, dude, we're getting to the point you can't have a gun that was over like 10 rounds in the magazine. My buddy told me that, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm screwed. My 9mm has two 17-round mags. Oh man, I know lots of military veterans, World War II veterans also. The town we live in, they have a vets club here, so they all go down there and hang out. Dude, I want a modified AR. I had a modified AR. It'd have custom stocks, stock or front grip, lasers, scope. Man, that old 9 I had though, that thing was it was dead on. Like just bought it from Weimar. My brother and I took it out shooting, and he wasn't even aiming. He'd just hold the gun up and bam, shoot every single can. Then I ran into a guy from the military. He was like, "What kind of pistol you got?" And I'm like, "A SAR 9mm." It's like, those are good guns. That's what we run in the military. Asked me where I bought it. I'm like, "Oh, I got it from Weimar when they're still selling them." Yeah, the old pistol I had before I sold it was awesome. Came with a few different grip attachments so you could change the grip to your hand and the feel for it. I got it just in the sweet spot. But when I sold it, I took it to a shop over in Lebanon. Walked in, I was like, "You guys buy pistols?" "Oh yeah, not very often, but what do you got?" And I told him. He was like, "No freaking way." Him and his buddy were working there. Like, we were just talking about the SAR 9 last night. He was like, "Coincidentally, you come in with a SAR 9." He's like, "What all you got with it?" I'm like, "Two 17 round mags. I got the punch for changing the clips and the grips, everything." Oh, dude, mine was semi-auto. I know. I'm just in Sweet Home. It's not that far away. Like, I was just over in Newport, Oregon yesterday fishing. Right below the big bridge on the jetty. Wait for my buddy to come to town, and we might go get some salmon and steelhead. Just like Becca and her husband Jake, they're not that far away. Hey, don't start your shit around here. I got a 4-foot sword. I'll shove right up your booty cheeks. Somebody's going off. I think he needs a midol. Get the tampon out of your booty cheeks. Oh, heck yeah. Longest live I did was like 4 to 5 hours. I stayed up all night. Dude, a guy around here is going off and yelling and screaming. If he came around here and tried to start crap with me, I'd be like, want me to smack you upside the head with a fishing rod? Yeah, it's not that far away. This guy sounds like he needs a midol. He's got a corn cob shoved up his binder hole. This message is held for review. Let me view it. No, if I still had a rig, I'd probably be out going for a drive right now, but no, I don't. That's what happens when your ex complains too much that you work on your vehicle and you spend too much money on it, so you sell it and you get dumped like 2 weeks later. And sounds like it. He's like a block away over that way. I got a 10. I got an 8-foot salmon rod. I'll just shove the handle up his butt. Tell him to bend over and cough. Maybe I'll get a salmon. I'm the same way. I don't like to fight, but you push me far enough, you'll find out. Oh, dude, you're set. You got a 95 Acura. Here you go. You're set. I had my old car, I'd say let's meet up. I had a 19 something Honda hatchback. I want to say it was an 88 Honda hatchback. The cops thought I was street racing out at the lake one night because everybody was street racing but me. Had my buddy in his square body Chevy, and then the guy that lives by the lake, he had his Eagle Talon out. I had my 88 Honda hatchback sitting there. I just painted it, just put a hood scoop on it, and it had 17-inch chrome wheels on it, dropped to the ground. The first car the cop looks at was my Honda. He was like, "You been racing this car?" I'm like, "Hell no, dude. This car's got a bad oil leak. The cylinders are filled with oil. It runs like crap. It barely likes to do 30 miles an hour." And he looked at everybody else. He was like, "So who was street racing?" I was like, it was a Subaru WRX that just went by. They left a little bit ago." I've had a lot of vehicles too. First rig, I started off with a Chevy S10 that didn't have a motor. Then I came to Oregon, got a 1989 Isuzu I-Mark. Couldn't get it running. My mom didn't give me enough time, so I got rid of it. Went back up to Washington, got a Buick, a Bronco, sold the Bronco, got a GMC, traded the GMC for a Pontiac Firebird for my brother. Came back to Oregon, got a Volkswagen Jetta, traded that for a Toyota, traded that for a Jeep, got the Toyota back, got my old Chevy, traded that for a Honda, traded the Honda for Ford Ranger, had a Aerostar van, your Astro van, Mazda Protege, another Chevy Colt or whatever from my uncle. The last rig I had was a 1987 Ford F-150 XLT Lariat. Oh, my Ford Bronco was custom the way I did it. So when I first got it, just the top was black. The rest of it was like a turquoise color. So when I got it, I masked off the whole top layer, did a two-tone. The whole top was black, the bottom was a turquoise, and it had really nice aluminum wheels on it. Hot boy, dude, I don't have online. Quit inviting me to Fortnite. I don't have online. Well, no, I don't. I have to pay for it again. Oh, dude, this guy pissed me off so bad. So I had the money in hand, waiting for this guy to message me. He was like, "Dude, the car is yours. It just needs some work. It'll run and drive fine. It's yours for $200." I'm like, "Okay, done. I have the money right here. I already talked to my buddy. He was getting his trailer ready and crap. And we were gonna drive to go get it." The asshole never messaged me back. Then, of course, you know how it is in Oregon. You spend your money, then they finally message you. "Oh, hey, you still want the rig? Oh, you should have messaged me a week ago. I'm broke." No, Becca, what was the sexiest thing I've owned? My Bronco or my GMC? Lifted step-side GMC with a 350 small block 5-speed on 35s. Dude, Marketplace sucks. Like, I've had my electric scooter posted for, I don't know, a few weeks now. I bought it at the start of the year. It's a GoTrax GXL V2. Just needs a new tube, or swap the tires to tubeless so you don't have to deal with them. I paid $280 for it brand new. Got it up for $200. Nobody has came and got it yet. So, Becca, when you guys are gonna come buy some food and stuff and have a barbecue? Dude, honestly, Volvos, they're not bad cars. Yes, they're a little more spendy to work on most likely, but shit, I'd rock a Volvo. I mean, I had a Zuzu Mark. Almost every single car that I started off with was a $200 car. The Isuzu was a $200 car. I worked it off. The car I bought from Becca, paid $200 for it, drove it home. And the other car I bought for $200 from my buddy, his old Volkswagen Jetta, drove it home. Everyone's like, "Oh, you can't get something nice for $200 nowadays." I'm like, if you're not so damn picky and want to put a little bit of money into a vehicle, yes, you can. Oh, dude, double din decks are awesome. Double din decks with subs. Oh yeah. Like my friends' kids, they will not touch a vehicle unless it meets their standards. It has to be nice and it has to look good. Can't be much wrong with it. It has to run and drive. I'm like, are you kidding me? Honestly, my cars I never had to do much work to. The one I got from Becca, all I did was go put a battery and antifreeze in it and drove it home. The guy that sold me his old car for 200 was a 1990s or 1980s or 1990s Volkswagen Jetta. It ran and drove. The only thing it was missing was the bumper because him and I ripped it off trying to modify it. Like, we were doing some redneck crap with this Jetta. We took lime green duct tape, ran it down the side and down the hood with electrical tape, making racing stripes. So when he sold it to me, I'm like, dude, I freaking like it. I'm leaving that. I'm gonna find a bumper. Then I wound up trading it to my brother for his old Toyota. He took all the crap off of it, fixed some of the stuff that it needed, then he got rid of it. The wiring sucks. I'll do wiring. It's just I'll sit there and complain about it the whole time. It's a nightmare. Like the old Astro van that I had, it ran and drove awesome, but it had no turn signals at all. It had brake lights, headlights, marker lights, no blinkers. I'm like, okay, maybe it's the bulbs. No, the bulbs were fine. So I checked the fuses and the relays. Those were fine. I'm like, okay, it's somewhere in the wiring from the front to the back, and I don't want to deal with that. Dude, I'm the same way. If it runs and drives, I don't give a damn what it looks like. I call them beater with a heater. As long as it runs and it keeps you cool or hot, who cares? Most of my rigs weren't that good looking. A lot of them were though. But that's how you barter up. You get a $200 piece of junk. You fix it up, put some money into it. You barter up, and once you get something a little better, you trade that up. I started off with that Volkswagen Jetta, and I've already had Chevys, Fords, almost had a Dodge, but that didn't work out. You haven't had AC in a single car? Dude, I feel you. Most of my rigs, actually, I don't even know if most of my rigs had AC. They probably did, I just never used them. I'm more of that kind of person. I drive with the window down. Because in reality, AC just wastes more gas. Dude, you're telling me, like, last night, it was the first time I got cold in a while. My buddy and I sitting at the coast, I was wearing my cutoffs that go down my side and shorts. We're on the coast sitting at the jetty. I'm like, whew, okay, next time, hoodie and pants is a must. Hey, bye. Dude, windows down all the time. Like, people when they hop in my rigs, they're like, dude, are you sure I can smoke a cigarette in here? Yeah, I just told you to, didn't I? Well, just making sure because it smells good in here. I'm like, it's because I clean my vehicles and I keep the windows down when I smoke. I don't hotbox with cigarettes. But then again, I used to be a detailer, so I take really good care of my vehicles. Oh, yesterday it wasn't bad on the jetty, but dude, a breeze came out of nowhere, and being right by the ocean is just pushing that cold air up on you, and you're like, oh god, I want to fish, but I'm cold and I want to get in the truck. So we drove all the way back to Sweet Home so he could drop me off. I'm like, I don't want to get out. I'm finally warm. I could just fall asleep right now. Oh, dude, I'm that kind of person. I clean my vehicles really good, and my go-to car freshener is Black Ice. My cousin got me hooked on Black Ice. Yeah, my buddy did that once. He was like, "Are you sure I can smoke a cigarette in here?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're good. Just crack the window. At least that much so the smoke can go out, because the smoke's going to go straight up to the roof and it needs somewhere to go." So I cracked his window. I opened the back hatch so it would go in the canopy and blow out too. The next day he came over, had my windows down, my truck airing out, and rolled them up, started driving around. He was like, "Damn, dude, I don't even smell cigarette at all." I was like, "Yeah, I keep Black Ice in my car all the time." Oh, don't worry, you're just like my buddy Jason and I. Like, if I had a vehicle right now and I didn't really care for it, I'd be bartering off and trading it until I got something I really liked. There's been times I couldn't keep a rig for longer than a month before I got rid of it. The longest one I had was my old Ford Ranger. My old Ford that I had, I would have had it for a little over a year now if I kept it, but wound up selling it. It's part of life, though. It's the only way, like the way my brother and I think of it, that's the only way you find something that you really like. You want something you really like, you gotta barter, you gotta trade. And if you don't, well, you're not going to find something you like, most likely. You're just going to find crap that you're stuck with, and you're like, oh man, I wish I would have never got this thing. Well, that's how it goes. Like my brother, love him to death, but he's being an asshole. He's got a 1965 Ford up in Washington that I really want. He's like, oh yeah, you can build it when you get up here. Sweet, I get to build it classic. The next day he calls me, he has somebody who's come to buy it. I'm like, what? But nowadays, you find classic cars like that for a dime a dozen. Quit licking your ass, stupid. I sound like my buddy Jeremy in his Mazda 6. Like, my buddy's got a built Mazda 6. And, well, there's been a couple people it's scared the shit out of. Mind you, it's still a stock engine block. He hasn't put his other one in yet. The other one that he hasn't put in yet that I'm not sure of is built. Then he's going to be running a bigger turbo, bigger pistons. He's already had it chipped and computerized and everything. Did Vice Grip Garage? Is that what you're talking about? Vice Grip Garage? No, me. Yeah, you found the person right here. A 55 Chevy Bel Air is my dream car. 55 to 57. You already got me sold if you say it's a 4-door. Or a 2-door. Bring it on down, I'll take it. God, bring me a Bel Air. I'd be like, yep, you won the giveaway when I do it. My brother would be like, so you coming to Washington? Nope, staying in Oregon. I found a job and I got a Bel Air, I'm building it. That'd be the sexiest car around. Speaking of my brother, I'll call you back, dude. Gosh. Can you shut up? Dude, I would love to have a freaking Bel Air. Oh, dude. Derek at Vice Grip Garage, yeah, I love his channel and what he does. Then again, it would be awesome to watch him come to Oregon just to work on the car, get it running and drive it all the way back to where he lives. Because, you know, he'd do it too. Ooh, okay. You tickle my fancy, I want it now. Just bring it this way. How much you want for it? You got my number, dude. Send me some pictures of it. Like, you just touched my soft spot. 55 Bel Air, 68 Camaro, and a Stingray is my dream cars. Which I got this close one time to getting 2 Chevelles, but I didn't have the money. Dude, if I had the money for that Bel Air, I guarantee you I'd be posting videos of me working on it and getting it running and driving. But I'd leave it the way it is. Clear coat it. Preserve the paint. And no, I wouldn't have a straight 6. I think a 350 small block with a 5-speed. That's what you should do. Honestly, take some transmission fluid, pour it down in the cylinders, let it suck, and try to free those other 2 up. Then maybe new rocker arms, push rods. I'll get it running and driving. You get more than that. You probably get closer to 10. If it's not full of dust or rent or rust and dents and just bad, 10 grand easily. A lot of people are going to want something that's original, with original motor, original paint, original interior. If you're like my buddy's grandpa that is no longer around, he had one that was all original. The paint, interior, had all the papers, original motor. Dude, I'd probably want to buy it from you. I'm on 6. Well, hang on to it, and if I wind up going to Spokane and start working, I'll save up 5 grand and come buy it from you. I wish you could just post it right here on my YouTube. I'd be like, sold. Probably go to the doctors or something. Be like, how much do you guys value a kidney nowadays? About 5 grand? Done. Take it. Leave me one of them. What's the money going for? $55. Don't worry, it's going to be worth it. Ooh, how much time we got before I gotta go check on the bird? Been in there almost 4 hours. Dude, they don't make vehicles like they used to. They don't make them to last like they did back in the 40s and the 50s. I mean, you see vehicles from the 1800s, 1900s, like Vice Grip Garage. They'll go out there, they'll take a motor, soak it in transmission fluid and stuff, grip the cylinders, get it cranking over. Next thing you know, a few hours, you'll have it running and driving again. Yet people look at a rig like that and they're just like, oh no, that's a beautiful yard ornament. Let's put some flowers in the bed of it. You to tell, I'd drive it. I'd get it running again and drive it. Or tow it. My buddy's got a trailer and a truck that can tow it. Can you shut up? Hey, I was born in '95. I like some of the '80s and '90s cars, but I'm diehard of the classics. The body styles and muscle cars back then, can't beat them. Muscle cars nowadays look like crap. The Corvettes, they look way better than the Camaros and the Dodges. I still want a 1950s Corvette though. Shut up, phone. A template just for you. I don't care. I'm not doing your Hawk 2 template. Oh, the fancy boop boops? No. It's like my buddy and I were talking about last night. We were driving back from Newport. We're driving around Newport looking for somewhere to fish. We saw a Cybertruck. I was like, dude, those things are so freaking stupid and ugly looking. Why would somebody want one of those? He's like, exactly. And then when the battery goes out, you got to spend 20 grand to get a replacement battery. I'm like, yeah. Or if you overcharge the thing, you fall asleep with it plugged in, will it explode and blow your house up? If you want an 80s or a 90s built 350, 350, 305, or whatever you want, maybe a 4-bolt main, I know a guy that knows how to build badass motors. Like, he builds these things spot on. He times them right then and there on the engine stand. Like the one that he built for my buddy's 57 Chev. My buddy's got a 56 or a 57 fleet side. He built the motor for it, and before he took it off the engine bay and put it in the truck, they sat it down in there, fired right up, first turn of the key. All he had to do was adjust the carburetor a little bit. This guy, though, he knows how to build some 350s. He could build any V8 or any engine. Dude, 302s are even... 302s are good too. Like my old Ford, had a 5.0 in it, and that 5.0 was spunky as could be. Which you can get the same chop and the same sound from a 5.0, it's just not going to sound like Chevy. It's all about the cams, lifters, pistons, exhaust. Run about 3-inch exhaust straight back to Purple Hornies or Thrush exhaust or Flowmaster. My go-to if you want a rumble though would be Purple Hornies straight piped all the way back. You want to see my old Ford, go check out my short videos. I got a short video of my old Ford when I did the head swap on it. Dude, Coyote engine. No, what I would want to do is take a Coyote engine and put it in like a 60s Charger. Elephant motor in a 60s Charger. There we go. Take Dom's Charger and put a Elephant in that thing. Twin turbo. About time to go put the bird on the smoker. Dude, LS's, they're beefy motors too. I know because my buddy's got a square body Chevy that he just swapped to an LS. And God. One thing for sure about the 80s and 90s, they knew how to make their trucks. You just hear a square body Chevy driving, you're like, square body Chevy. Or you hear a Dodge going down the road, you're like, Dodge. Power Stroke. Cummins. Everyone's a big old fan of Cummins, and I'd rather have a Power Stroke. Come on, dog. Stay outside then. My old Bronco I had though, that thing was nice. I had a motor out of a 1960s Ford Mustang 5.0, 4-speed, true dual exhaust. My buddy, the first time I got the thing, I drove it to his house, let him drive it. He was like, "Oh, dude, no, it's a 5-speed." And we start driving down the highway. He's trying to shift into fifth, and I'm like, "Dude, no, there's no fifth. It's a 4-speed." He's like, "Oh no, it's 5-speed." It's like, okay, it's 4-speed. Then he finally figured it out. How he was driving down the road, shifting to fourth. He's trying to go to fifth, and it's like, well, if you drop my transmission in the middle of the frickin' road, you owe me a new one. This one, yeah, it was scary. I can't remember if reverse was all the way over and up or all the way over and down. But him trying to shift into fifth, driving down the road, doing about 40, I'm like, oh, you're an idiot. I was like, I know what's in the truck. I got it from the guy, and he told me it was a freaking 4-speed. I was like, if it was a 5-speed, I would have been like, go through the gears first before you drive it. Most confusing truck I ever drove, though, was a 4-speed or a 5-speed, like, old Dodge. Yeah, 4-speed, once you know it, what it is, like the guy told me, it's just first, second, third, fourth. Just like the 5-speed, you just don't have fifth. You can try for days and hope to God you don't get into gear doing 40 to 50 because you're not going to like it. Oh, what was that clank? Boom! Driveline. Nice. What happened to my rear end? Oh, it's back there about 5 miles. Dude, like I told my buddy all the time. He drove an automatic Explorer. And then he got a little Mazda B2600. It's got a 5-speed in it. He was like, dude, I've never driven manual. I'm probably going to suck at it. I'm like, everybody does. I was like, once you get used to driving a manual and get the shifting down and everything else, I was like, the trickiest thing is taking off in reverse. It's like after that, you push the clutch in, shift, change gears, whichever. It's just like an automatic almost. It's like automatic shift themselves or shift themselves. Manuals, all you're doing is just guiding them. But man, once he got down driving a 5-speed, he loved it. Still talks about his truck all the time. It's actually sitting in the driveway. We're gonna start working on it next payday. I found out after doing some looking research, we thought it was 89, but it was built in December of 89, so they classify it as the 90s. Oh, right now it's got a bad miss, not wanting to run right. I'm like, okay, first thing I'm going to go to is an O2 sensor. I'm going to try that. What's up, Jake? Yeah, and the thing I love about manual too is when you're coasting down a hill, you just pop that thing in neutral and just coast. Go with it. Save a lot of fuel. Manuals are so much more gas friendly. What's that, Hummingbird? First time I started driving a manual, I was like, no. I I just don't want to go back to an automatic. Unless it's a really nice vehicle that's an automatic. I won't take it. Much rather have a 5 speed. What am I doing right now? I'm waiting for my buddy to come into town so we can go hopefully get a salmon or a steelhead. In the meantime, sitting here live streaming and enjoying a nice cold natural ice and baking a turkey in the oven. 6 speed? No. I'm already past that. I've already driven a COE. The guy I used to buck hay for before he passed away. I drove his old COE out bucking hay. You're hammered? Are you tater totted? Dude, it was fun. Gene looked at me and he was like, "You ever driven a truck like this before?" I'm like, "I've driven a manual, not a COE, not a semi." He's like, "Oh, it's not that. I'll show you what to do." He's like, "Release the brakes, push the clutch in, shift it into first." I was like, "It's just simple." But I was creeping in the hayfields in first, second gear, so I didn't really get the whole shifting experience. Oh heck no! Everybody floats the clutch in semis, unless it's a newer one like the newer Kenworths and stuff like that when they're automatic. I was like, that's just cheating. It's the whole point of semis is the experience from the manual. Now everybody nowadays they're just like, oh, clicky clacky the doodads down on the auto digitals, and then boom, there you go. Could you imagine Derek on Vice Grip Garage getting in a semi like that? Go from like old school 13 speed manual, then see an automatic, and be like, it's like a spaceship. I don't even know which beep boopers and doodabbers and thingamajigs to push before I go. Oh, I rode in my buddy's old semi. It was like a 2000, 2000 or 2000. I don't even know. Maybe a 2022, 2020 Kenworth. Whew, it was nice. My buddy used to transport stuff for knives transportation or whatever here. The thing I love the most about Derek on Vice Grip Garage is when he's restoring a vehicle and First thing he always does is he'll crack the door open. I don't like it. I'm just glitching really bad. Now, the thing I love the most that he does is when he cracks a door open on a car that's been sitting a long time, is the way he explains the smells of them. Matter when he's trying to tell everyone, he's like, "Oh, just hook your peepers in here." Dude, he's funny. Then he's got his little kid doing the same thing, or the same thing on Little Grip Garage, which I subbed to both of them. Watching his kid sit there working on lawnmowers and stuff is funny. He's doing the same thing his dad does. Matter when he takes the radiator cap off and he's like, "Hello? Hello?" Yeah, nothing. That's fine. Of course, it's gonna be hot and sunny today now. Yeah, pretty much. I'll be out salmon, steelhead fishing with a nice buzz on. I know that. See, that's the secret to catching fish. People just don't know it yet. You go out there and you get all the worms, you get the power bait and stuff. You don't get fish. Okay. Guarantee you go out the next time you buy a 6-pack, you'll get fish. Oh, the fuel capacitized. Yeah, almost every single thing he does is a boat tank. The thing I actually tried to get him to read on my comment one time though, I was thinking when he does a revival video like that and he needs the fuel just run into the carburetor, instead of having to take a manual fuel pump all the time or automatic fuel pump all the time and plugging the thing in, take an IV drip bag, hook it from the hood when it's open, feed the tube right into the carburetor so it's just right there, gravity feeding fuel straight to the carb. A 3.43 pound bass. I was going to say, I know you didn't get a 343-pound bass. And that'd be bye-bye yard. I'd be out here butchering a frickin' bass for days. My biggest fish was a 32 to 40-pound salmon. It was about 36 inches, I believe. Oh yeah, when he's pouring his go-go juice in the carburetor. Oh, that's too much. That's fine. No, we're gonna burn the shop down. Great. I like it when they were working on the old 34, 34 Chevy, I believe it was, the old rat rod truck. When they're jacking the thing up and it falls on the ground, he was like, "It's it's fine. Just pretend you didn't see the truck hit the ground. It didn't fall." Hey, you can't forget your sparkulators, the lightning whirler, the thunder or lightning sticks. Gotta put some fuel down the app, right down the old apparatus. I mean, if your car is not running, you gotta check for sparkles and make sure you got fuel going down the apparatus. Dude, I got his videos memorized. Oh, the Lone Wolf. I love his freaking O'Reilly's commercial he did. Break stick, make it happeners. Check. Got a whole wall of batteries. Do you dance? No. Too old. You can do dance though. Enjoy. I'm way too old. That's why my shirt's on empty and it says I need beer because the gauge isn't going up. Hit the dab? No. I don't do dab. That shit gives me a headache. Dude. I don't know. Maybe you should try and write him a letter on that old Bel Air. Hopefully, turn it into a video. Give you a shout out on YouTube. Do I roar? That's kind of weird. Why? Do a dance. Do roar. No, I meow. Meow. Oh, the cougar roar? No. It tickles your throat. I did the cougar roar so loud one night I scared a tweaker and they started running up the hill. It was funny. We heard a tweaker on the other side of the trees down at my friend's house one night. Sounded like they were getting ready to start going through his crap, and I'm like, hey, watch this. They're like, oh crap, what's bro gonna do? I heard him getting closer and closer, and I'm just like, meow! And they freaking just took off running. I already did shave. See, the sides are off, and the bottom's all done. It's just the mustache and beard or goatee. $45 now. $45. That's pocket change right now. I could go buy fishing stuff in 10 minutes and be broke. Actually, fishing stuff and an 18 pack of beer. Bam, there you go, broke. Or if I wanted to go broke quicker than that, 18 pack of Coors Light and a can of chew, and bam, $45 gone. Dude, I would. Honestly, you got a channel going. If he comes to your house and he starts working on the vehicle and stuff, get videos of him. Be like, hey, can I record you working on my car before you take off doing it? And you probably pull in a lot of views. Your mom's rich. How about $500? No. $500 is pocket change right now. That's rent for one person. Like, I could barely afford rent in a place for $500. Dude, you should get a hold of him then. Be like, hey, I got this beautiful 1955 Chevy Bel Air. Needs work. I'd love to have you come work on it. And be like, if you wouldn't mind, I would like to help you work on it. Then if you go live on your channel, just broadcast the whole live thing. Dude, 500 would be nice, but I've been growing this for 8 years now. No, you don't need the money that bad. How much money have I got? I'm broke now. It's just I don't want to go back to baby face. The mustache, yeah, that'll come back. The sides will come back. But my goatee, no. I'm a Viking, dude. I gotta have the Viking something. Like my sister always tells me, she's like, you look like the train conductor on Polar Express. I'm like, oh, thanks. Oh, I didn't yell. You might want to turn your volume down. No. I'll shave underneath the top. Normally I do the jawline going around, but, well, it's kind of hard to do the jawline because you can get one side really good, and then you start doing the other one, and you're like half blind, and you're like, crap, messed up. Gone. Heck yeah, Tokyo drifted a train. I'd be that guy. Right. Left. I'd do it. The my sister looks at me as the guy that was sitting up on the light and they grab his beard when they run into all the deer or elk. When they grab his beard and he's just like, ooh. That's the guy she looks at me as. No, the guy you're thinking of was the one that was up on the roof talking to the conductor that was in the cab. Tom Hanks. The other guy, the other train conductor that had the goatee going like down to his legs. The other guy was bald and tubby, I believe. And then you got that one annoying kid like everybody does in all the schools. Hey, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be doing that. Get back here. Hey, stop it. You're gonna get in trouble, guys. Stop. Dude, Tom Hanks in Castaway, though, that was a good movie. I mean, altogether, Tom Hanks is just a phenomenal actor. Especially in frickin' Turner and Hooch. Turner and Hooch is one of my favorite movies with Tom Hanks. The Green Mile. Just John Cole. Yeah, I got so many favorite actors like Chris Tucker, Jackie Chan. I don't know his name, but the guy that plays Indiana Jones. Or the other guy, Journey to the Center of the Earth, when they run into the dinosaur. He was like, have you ever seen a dinosaur before? No, not with skin on it. I don't know if I'd be yelling back at that kid in the movie. I'd just run. You ever seen a dinosaur before? Is that irrelevant to you getting eaten? Run. Or the Goonies. Come on, everybody has to love the Goonies, especially when you live so close to Astoria, Oregon. Like my buddy and I were talking about that yesterday, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that was over in Astoria." It's like, yeah, and we're not that far. Which is so funny that somebody wound up buying the Goonies house. Then the neighbors were trying to be all Karens about it, and people showing up because it's a major attraction. They're like, all Goonies welcome. I looked at that pretty much like, I'd do the same freaking thing. Like, if my subs and stuff wanted to come see the Goonies house if I owned it, oh yeah. I wouldn't even care. I'd go live on YouTube. Be like, yo, we're hanging out at the Goonies house. Let's go explore. Bam. Everybody would be on that. Anybody that knows the Goonies would be like, I'm down. And that's all I thought about yesterday, because we're going that way. It was the truffle shuffle. I was like, man, I want to go find that house. If that stump is still standing there, freaking stand on the stump just like Chunk and do the truffle shuffle. The truffle shuffle. Be like, can I come in now? Oh, there probably is. There's probably hundreds of people there a day taking pictures of it. Just like the scene where you can see the rocks and stuff down at the beach. I bet thousands of people go down there all the time. They're like, this is the one scene from the Goonies. Then we can go up see the house on the way up. It's okay. You know the other old movie, Stand By Me? That was filmed in Brownsville. A scene of it. The scene in Stand By Me when they're walking together down the aisle or alleyway. That was filmed right here in Brownsville. Oh, dude, there's been movies all over here in Oregon, especially horror movies. Like, Oregon's famous for some movies. Can't remember the name of it, but there was this one guy. Can't remember what they called him. My buddy would know if he was here. Basically, he'd see women going down the road. Oh yeah, that was another one, Cabin in the Woods. But this guy, he used to like drive down the road, and he worked here in Sweet Home. He'd park his truck down at the city place because he was doing like street sweeping and all that. Then he'd take women, pick them up, take them up Cascadia, bury their bodies. And apparently there was lots of them that they never found. My buddy and I work at a cabin 14 miles up in the mountains. We're like, dude, what would you do if you ever just came across bones? I was like, freak the fuck out. Not gonna lie, dude. I was like, I ain't gonna stand there looking like that's a human skull, that's bones, that's freaking teeth. I ain't gonna stand there like, oh, dude, that is awesome. No, I'm calling the freaking cops right. They'd be like, I think I just found a human body. I don't want to be a part of your investigation, but I understand if I have to be. This is my first time seeing a body, man. I'm scared. Oh, dude. There's a lot of people in our prisons that are just lifers. They're in there for life. Flies. No good stuff. Oh, damn. Hello. Okay. Yeah, they're going to be in there for life. Which is crazy. You get serial killers and stuff like that, but you have somebody that goes around just saying this as perspective on that whole situation. You got people that go around raping kids and they don't get that much time. Raping kids, women. I mean, you probably kill somebody and get less time. I don't know. Like this one guy, can't remember what it was for, but somebody told me he got a really massive charge against him. They only locked him up for like 2 years. And it was something serious. I was like, are you kidding me right now? My buddy Jordan, he's still in prison for something dumb as can be. I think it was like driving while suspended and paraphernalia in the vehicle. Maybe a couple other things. The motherfucker's been in prison for like 6 years. He still has a few more years to go, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I was like, I ain't gonna see my buddy again until I'm like old and decrepit in my 30s, walking around with a cane with a 6-pack belt around my waist. I can honestly say I've never been arrested. Close to it. Never been arrested though. Thought I was gonna get arrested one day because one of my so-called friends. I was walking across the bridge here in town and I had an airsoft gun with me. Well, I know the laws. Didn't have permit to open carry or whatever. And I didn't want people to freak out seeing an airsoft gun on my side, so I tucked it in my jeans. So I got stopped by the cop when I was at the store. My mom was like, "Where you at?" At the store. Why? The cops just stopped by looking for you. I'm like, okay, crap. I'm at Speedy Mart. They showed up, told me to lift my shirt, spin around. They asked me where the gun was. I'm like, it's underneath the dumpster. I hid it so people didn't freak out. I was like, I didn't want to get shot when you guys pulled up because I'm lifting my shirt and pull out an airsoft gun. He was like, oh, totally understandable. He was like, so why'd you tuck it into your shirt and in your jeans? I was like, so if people saw it, they weren't going to freak out. And he was like, yeah, you're in the wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. He was like, you didn't do anything wrong. He was like, so what were you doing? And I told him. I said, well, I was just walking across the bridge, and one of my buddies were up there. A couple of my buddies were up there. And I saw a bird. So I pulled out an airsoft gun, and I started shooting off the bridge. He called the cops and told them I had a 9mm or something on me. I was like, it's plastic. You can't even hear the thing cock. You just hear poof. And he called the cops saying I had a 9mm. Yeah, I hid it under the dumpster before they showed up. They searched me. They found it under the dumpster. They found out it was not loaded. There was nothing in it. The only thing that could have got me in trouble, thanks to one of my dumbass friends, old friends I don't talk to, was he gave it to me and, like an idiot, he spray painted the red tip black so it looked like a real pistol. So after they figured out it was just an airsoft gun, it wasn't even loaded, and I told the cop where I was carrying it, he was like, you're not in the wrong, you were doing everything right. He was like, the only thing I'd recommend is you spray paint the tip on it. I was like, yeah, I just got it from a friend and I was walking home with it. But they let me go on that, and my mom, she went off. I was like, Mom, it wasn't even my fault. I got it from a friend. He spray painted it black. That's why I hid it in my jeans so nobody saw it thinking it was a real pistol. Then I ditched it under the dumpster because I was walking into the store, and I'm like, I'm not going to walk into the store with this thing on me. So I threw it under the dumpster and got ready to come out after getting a soda. That's when my mom called. I'm like, oh, crap. And my buddy's like, dude, we just got a can of chewed. Give it to me because you're not 18 yet. I was like, yeah, probably a good idea. That was one scenario I got out of, which never did anything wrong with it. The cops were trying to get me one night for supposedly running from the cops in my old Honda. All I did was, my friends and I got bored, so we were doing circles around the median in a store parking lot at night. Started driving around, goofing off, and we start heading back home. And as soon as we started pulling out of the parking lot, my buddy was hanging out the window. He's like, oh shit, cop. So I didn't speed or anything. I pulled out of the parking lot, turned my blinker on, went up the hill, and he started following me. So I turned down the first road I could think of, pulled down someone's old abandoned driveway, sat there, and I'm like, all right, call her up, make sure the cops are gone. My buddy's sitting there covering up my stereo because it's still lit up. I'm like, just take the deck off. Push the button, beep. Blacked out Honda and a blacked out driveway. You're not going to see it. Your Lamborghinis, you got the same thing as me, but I prefer the Chevrolet legs. It might be a little more dependable. Honestly, if I wanted to run from the cops, I would. But what's the point? You're going to get more in more trouble if you run. You're better off just to stop and be honest with them. I've been driving the last almost 10 years without a license. I actually pulled up to a cop one day in my old Chevy after I just got off work. Pulled up in front of him because I found somebody's card in the ATM at the bank. I'm like, hey, I just found this at the ATM. I wanted to turn it into the police department, but I saw you sitting here. Never asked for ID or anything. Another night I was sitting up at the lake because I saw this RV that was getting into it. This guy was yelling at his wife, so I called the cops, reported him. So I started driving up, be nosy and see what was going on. So I went up to the point around here, flipped around, two cops pulled in. I'm like, oh crap. They're just pulled in. It was during the whole COVID thing. The cop was like, oh, we just wanted to make sure you knew you couldn't be here after dark. I'm like, yeah, I was just sitting here with some friends hanging out. They just took off a little bit ago. My car is, the heater doesn't work and it's still warming up. But I'm getting ready to head out. And he was like, okay, I'm just letting you know your tags are expired. And I was like, yeah, I know. Because of the whole COVID thing, I haven't been able to go to the DMV and get them yet. Dude, if I wanted to, they wouldn't find me. Like, if I really wanted to run from the cops one of these times, I'd just go up in the mountains. Most cars they have around here, they're not going to take them off dirt roads the way I would. I grew up around fast cars and racing. Like, that scared the crap out of one of my buddies driving my old truck up the hill, and he was like, oh, dude, don't kill us. I'm like, you're fine. I should be a race car driver. Started drifting corners, and I went from one side of the mountain up the other side, back into town in like 10 minutes. oven's done. We'll just let it beep. No, I need to take that bird out, bring it out here, throw it on the smoker. No, so what happened with me was the one time I was supposedly running from the cops, even though I wasn't. I knew they'd be looking for that car after that night. So we went up in the mountains and looked for one of my buddies because he's up there camping. Wound up finding him. Got back to my friend's house. He's like, "So you want to stay the night here, or are you gonna drive home?" It's like, "I'll just drive home. What are they gonna do?" So I started driving home the back roads. And I know the back roads like crazy. So I got home. Next day I looked at my car and I'm like, "Yep, marketplace, it's going." Posted it, started scrolling, saw a post for 1987 Ford Ranger XLT. Messaged the guy, I'm like, "Hey, so does it run and drive? You interested in trades?" I showed up. He looked at my Honda. I test drove the Ranger. Traded him right there on the spot, straight across. Drove the Ranger home. I'm like, "There you go. You're not going to be looking for the Honda anymore, because I drive a Ranger." Like a gigantic tobacco stick in here somewhere. Shut up, oven. Beep boop yourself off. The turkey's only been in there 4 hours. It's not done yet. It's a big bird. Alright guys, I might have to get off here to charge up my phone because if my buddy comes into town, I'm going to have my chest mount with me. I'll probably go live or do some short videos, but my buddy, he's not totally comfortable being on live, like talking and stuff like I am. And I told him once he reaches 50 subs and he does his first live stream, he'll get past that easy. Yeah, built different, dude. I'm built different. I'm a third generation farmer. Like everybody, they see my arms and stuff. They're like, "Dude, do you work out? Do you go to the gym?" Nope. "Man, what do you do? Your arms are huge." I'm like, "I'm a third generation farmer. All I know is work." I used to work on the farms. I used to buck hay. I used to work on cars and trucks, and pulling motors and transmissions and doing motor swaps and everything else. I'm like, why to go to a gym when you can do it at home for free? My main workout too, really good workout. You go out in the lake and you find a big log that you can float on. You just swim around on the log. Works your arms out really good. Not me. Just I've been in a while. Probably see the difference. Normally I wear cutoffs. I go like right here. That oven's not gonna shut up until I go make it shut up. That's fine though. We're about to fire up the old pit boss. Put that 15-pound bird on the pit boss and smoke it for a bit. Alright guys, I'll catch you later. I gotta pop off here and go charge my phone up and get ready for later. Hopefully go get a salmon or a steelhead. It's been cooking for 4 hours now, but I'm gonna smoke it now. I was gonna throw it on the barbecue, but I don't really want to char it or sear it too much. So I'm just gonna leave it in the tin and smoke it. Oh dude, I will. I'll be posting some videos, and if I get a fish, I'll probably go live when I get back home. Do a video of me filleting it. fingers crossed, dude. I want to get a salmon or a steelhead so bad. Like if I hook one on, I got my chest mount on, my phone on it already. I'll just go ahead and set up the live and be like, yo, we got a fish going. But alright guys, I'll catch you later. I gotta pop off here, go charge my phone and go shut this oven up. Oh, luck of the Irish, man. I'm not the big boy, dude. I want the hens. Like I'll take big boy fish, but I want a hen because I need some salmon eggs. Why buy the bait when you can make it yourself? You just need the dye and the borax. And home cured salmon eggs is way better than store bought. Store bought, they fall apart too easy. Homemade salmon eggs, you don't cut them up. You brine them in the borax and the dye. You leave them whole. You don't cut the membranes or anything until you get ready to use them. That way, when you're running the egg loop knot, it sticks to the egg loop way better. Store bought, put that on an egg loop. You cast out, you're gonna fling your salmon eggs out like crazy. Alright, guys. Have a good day. Peace. Shut up, I've been